to you. I
Where
love
you
your
look?
background.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I'm a visual artist, so it's one of my originals.
Super cool.
Cool. So where are you located?
I'm in Gothenburg, Sweden.
Oh, excellent. Okay. Well, I'm in the middle of America. I'm in Kansas City, Missouri.
That's great. Minnesota,
Okay. All right.
Minneapolis on Friday. So
Okay, cool. Have you ever been there before?
I have never been to Minnesota actually.
Okay.
So looking forward to that.
I mean, they have tons of lakes. It's supposed to be very green and yeah, it's supposed to be a good place. So
I
it's
heard it's
just
very similar cultural, environmentally to Sweden. So
okay, yeah.
it's right in.
That makes sense. I was thinking of that. I haven't been to Sweden, but from what I've heard, I think there's a lot of things that are similar. So yeah, yeah.
There's a lot of Swedish settlements, back in the days in Minnesota.
Okay.
Uh, and so I guess that people traveling from Sweden a long time ago, they liked the area because of the similarities.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, who knew? I didn't know that. That's
Yeah,
interesting. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, cool. Well, it's great to meet you. I'm looking forward to getting into your work, and I want to know first and foremost, 4 years ago, this pandemic, we were all trying to figure it out, and of course, the response around the world was different. The response
Yes.
in Sweden versus America. So, how did you ultimately make it through that time period, and how did it change the way that you do business?
I think it was very different in many senses because we didn't close down. The country wasn't closed down in the same sense. Kids went to school, everything was as normal, and the strategy was really to get people to continue working and doing going to their jobs as much as possible, or just continuing. And that I think made a big difference in how we now today post pandemic look at how we work. So we're still working a lot remote. People love to work remote because the life balance is just so much better when you can optimize life easier and not travel a lot. And now companies have found that it actually works to be remote work at least part-time and still have functioning teams and get people to really get going. And I think that's a cool benefit that would not have happened without the horrible parts of the pandemic.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
So let's get to the heart and soul here in 2024 of what you do for a living on a daily basis. I'm going to put you in front of a bunch of third graders. It's career day. And one of the kids says, "Hey, what do you do for a living?" How do you answer that child?
I help companies, my company specifically, to be seen and understood by others.
So what did you want to be in the third grade? What was your dream?
I dreamt about everything from driving tractors to being a policeman. It was like, one day that one thing, another day another. But I never thought I would end up as a marketing manager and working with marketing and communication. That was probably far away on the list back in third grade.
So take me back to where you were born and raised and how these seeds got into you to do this work and to be as driven as you are to do good work. How did all that happen?
I think I had a really hard time with spelling, and I didn't like school at all. And I just liked getting going and doing stuff. That was really the essence of who I was. And over the years, as from third grade and onwards, I just hated school. I thought it was boring. I thought it was just like reading stuff that didn't make sense. But then when I started my first job at one of the biggest banks in Sweden, it was funny because I was asked, because I had a Twitter account, to run the social media. And from that point, I realized that this is super cool. I can work with telling stories and making things understandable and nice for people around me, and specifically for a company to present themselves. And that just got me going, and I got hooked on understanding how is human behavior working, how do we communicate in a way that makes people understand it. And from being a person that doesn't like communication, that was really easy because then I was speaking to my own audience. Okay, I'm not interested in learning, but I still need to teach someone. How do I do that? And that was kind of the trigger that led me into soon 12 years in marketing.
So who's been a hero for you? Who's been an inspiration for you in your work?
In my work, I don't have a hero in work, but I have a hero in life, and that's my grandpa. His name was Arne, and he was an orphan early, and he started his own company. He made marzipan, and he made it a very successful company. And he was such an entrepreneur, and so passionate about people. He did Sunday school for several hundred kids every weekend, and did so many things in connection to his entrepreneurship to really make a difference, both with the product he was selling, making the best product he could, but also making a difference in the world at the same time, with a social impact, which I think is the nice balance of life.
Yeah, for sure. So if you can meet anybody alive on the planet right now that you find fascinating or interesting, who would it be? Who would you love to meet and talk to?
There's several people that I would like to meet. I would actually like to meet Donald Trump. I would like to just get under the skin of him and understand like who is he and what's his thoughts. But I would also like to meet Mother Teresa, to understand her ethos for driving yourself into helping the most vulnerable in this world. So it's that big balance between people. I think another person that I really want to meet is Dolly Parton. I think she seems
Yeah,
so cool
yeah,
and so creative and fun. So
right on. So looks like the video may have went away. Oh, there we go. We're back. So let me ask you this. What is your motivation? What is your drive every day to do the work that you do and to also evolve as a human? What is that collective gas in your tank every morning?
I think I actually deep dived into that question a lot, and I've done a lot of different courses and stuff. And trying to find my driver was something that I did a few years ago. Where just realized that what really motivates me is when I get things going, when I get to develop things to make them better and to make them work better. So my essential driver is to improve things, to evolve things and make things better. And that can be placed in any part of life. So is it my home? Is it at work? Is it my family life? How do I improve and grow things is what fascinates me.
So, what has been one of your biggest successes in business so far? What's been either a moment or a client that really made you grow that really is on the top of the list for you?
I think for me, as I'm also managing people or leading people, is the big successes that I really enjoy seeing is when the people around me are growing and excelling beyond what they thought themselves or what they were thinking of that they could achieve. So just being a coach and a leader that helps people to evolve and grow, and I have a few of those examples across the last couple of years where people have just found their passion, where they have started to work on things they thought they couldn't do and realized that they're really good at things. So finding that uniqueness in every person and allowing them to flourish within their area and what they're passionate about.
So, what's the best advice you've ever gotten?
To be authentic to myself and to not be afraid of doing what I believe in.
So, of all of the things that you've done personally in your life, what are you the proudest of?
I think it's the family that I'm creating, my wife and my now 4-month-old daughter. I'm so proud of where we're at and that we're a functioning unit that works together. It's not perfect, but it's like that's my proudest moment, I think.
So, everyone out there has a perception of you, family, friends, all of your clients, but you ultimately run the show. What's your perception of you? Who do you think you are?
I think I have always had a low view on myself, and I think that's been something I had to work a lot on. But I think I am a person that wants to make people happy and make people comfortable around me and in this world. Uh, I am a person that really want to make this world a better place in any way I can. Is it the environment? Is it the standard of people's lives? And that passion and driving is super important to me. And to make a difference and make an impact that lasts beyond my days on this globe, right? So that's who I am and who I want to be perceived as. I think many people see me as outgoing, but I'm essentially not. I'm very introvert and love being by myself, and had to work a lot on being outgoing and outspoken. Um, yeah.
So if anyone wants to hire you, reach out, learn more about what you're doing, the good business, where can they go?
They can find me on LinkedIn and write to me there. I'm not here to promote myself so much as just or a service that I offer more than just sharing thoughts and knowledge to people. Just sending good vibes out there in
I
different
dig it.
ways.
Right on. Hey, it was great to meet you. Thank you so much for taking a minute out, and best of luck with everything. Keep doing the great work.
Thank you. Thank you for
And
taking time.
you bet. And